Are you just one of the guys in there? I know that in the past people have said you run the camp, you're in charge.
People talk so much shit about me. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, if I'm someone that runs, like what you said about, like, am I being myself now? I'll just always keep it 100. Like, if I'm someone that runs my camp, I'm not going to change that. I'm two-time heavyweight champion of the world. Why am I going to change that? Like, why am I going to go to Derek and be like, yeah, everything I've done, forget it. You go and take lead. Like, I've always let my coach lead. Like, whatever he thinks he should do. Ask Derek. The only thing I will dictate on is me wanting to do more. So that's probably the only thing I'll ever ask him to do. Oh, can we do one more round on this? Can we do one more round on that? Like, I'm not dictating writing out a program like at 8 o'clock at night when I should be in bed resting. It's like, people just talk a lot of shit about me.
Chaos erupted today in one of the wildest moments boxing has seen in years, as Anthony Joshua reportedly swung on Jake Paul backstage right after their press conference. And this wasn't a staged push. This wasn't a scripted shove for promotion. This was real heat, the kind that explodes when trash talk crosses a line. Let's run it from the top. Today was Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua's first official press conference, a matchup nobody expected, no fan asked for, and no expert can logically explain. Still, the event blew up immediately because Jake Paul didn't walk in with fear. He didn't show respect. He didn't even act nervous. Instead, he doubled down on the delusion everyone already accuses him of having.
Sitting down, like you were locked in on him. You were zeroing in on him. I would imagine maybe one of the first times you've seen him in person.
Oh, that chain.
Okay. What was
Shit's nonsense. Chain is nonsense. I'm like, you mean?
You're going to war, baby. There's 50 pounds going in your head.
Perhaps the chain on the line as well. Yeah.
I'll put the chain on the line. I'll put the chain on the line, but you gotta put something on the line.
The minute Jake grabbed the mic, he started firing shots at Joshua, not playful shots. Jake looked at one of the most dangerous heavyweights alive and said he would knock him out, and the room instantly shifted. Fans were laughing, analysts were shaking their heads, and even AJ raised his eyebrows like, is this kid serious?
I'm knocking this guy out, becoming the CEO of Matchroom Boxing and changing the plans, and it's going to be me versus Tyson Fury next year.
Yeah, if I'm going to be honest, I'm going to break his face, I'm going to break his body up, I'm going to stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart, I know what's in my mind, and I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'll do that until I finish fighting.
Meanwhile, Anthony Joshua stayed cool at first. Calm posture, deep breathing, classic AJ focus. But Jake kept pressing the gas. Every time Joshua tried answering respectfully, Jake pushed right into his space again, talking over him, chirping about Joshua's losses, and promising to expose him. AJ finally snapped and fired back, saying he'd break Jake's face in the ring, and that's when the tone changed completely.
This is going to be the toughest fight of his career.
Sharp, relax.
The most embarrassing fight of his career.
Chair across your face.
Yeah, I think he's about to cry.
Then came the face-off, and visually, it explained the entire situation in one shot. Jake Paul is not fighting Tank Davis anymore. Jake is not the bigger man in the matchup. Standing in front of Anthony Joshua, Jake looked like a middle schooler facing the varsity captain.
You look forward to facing off with Joshua. To break down the face-off, what do you think about his size? Did you say anything? Did he say anything?
No, we didn't say anything, but he looks intense, focused, locked in. He's obviously very, very tall. Looking up, my tallest opponent. My eyes are at his, chest level. But yeah, he's locked in. I'm locked in. I don't think there's fear in his eyes or in my eyes.
Yeah, Jake, tell us the difference between your face-off with Gervonta, where you're a head taller looking down, and now looking up at Joshua.
No, it's surreal. All of it is very, very funny, and my neck started to hurt after looking up for a little bit. But this is what we signed up for, and he's very tall, but that means I can use my speed and my size to my advantage as well.
The size difference was unreal. Even fans in attendance were whispering things like, bro, this is a mismatch. And Jake is actually crazy for this. Because the reality is, he is. Jake Paul is fighting an Olympic gold medalist, a former heavyweight champion, and one of the hardest punchers of this era. Still, Jake kept the energy going, refusing to break eye contact, refusing to step back, refusing to stop talking. And that confidence carried straight into the backstage area, which is exactly where everything exploded.
What is it about his game, though, that makes you confident that you can shock the world and beat him? Jake, the last time we saw this man compete, it was at Wembley Stadium fighting Daniel Dubois for the heavyweight championship. He's not someone who's past his prime. He's not someone who's over the hill. And yes, that fight didn't go his way, but he's still very much in the game. He's one of the best heavyweights in the world. What is it about his game, though, that makes you confident that you can shock the world and beat him?
Yeah, look, he's one of the best heavyweights ever. But I believe that fighting a smaller man is oftentimes harder as a heavyweight because of the speed difference and because of the foot speed, because of the angles, because of the head being off of the center. And so all of that power is great, and he's knocked people out. I just have to avoid that one shot for 8 rounds, and I believe that I can do that.
According to the footage that's spreading everywhere right now, when both fighters walked to the back after the presser, Jake had more to say. Jake knows he can't outbox AJ. The only place he can win is the mental game, and even that's a stretch. But this time, something changed. Jake said something. The camera mics didn't catch it, but whatever it was set Anthony Joshua off instantly, and he swung at Jake. Security exploded into the frame immediately, grabbing both fighters, pushing AJ back, pushing Jake into the wall, shutting down the entire room. After security separated them, their teams were screaming across the hallway. Jake's side saying AJ was out of character, Joshua's side saying Jake disrespected a champion. But one thing was certain, if Jake wanted attention, he definitely got it. Remember, Jake Paul wasn't supposed to fight Anthony Joshua. He was supposed to fight Gervonta Tank Davis at 135 pounds. A completely different size, a completely different matchup, and a completely different world. But that fight collapsed overnight after Tank's latest legal disaster. Tank's ex-girlfriend pressed charges for battery and kidnapping, and Jake's promotion immediately cut ties. They weren't going to promote someone in the middle of that kind of case.
Yeah, he just represents everything that's wrong with boxing, unprofessionalism, and he's getting what he's reaping what he sows. But I hate working with people like that. He stands everyone up, film crews, everything. Doesn't do any promotion, doesn't do any posts, but it is what it is. And I'm actually glad this all happened this way so that he doesn't get, the biggest paycheck of his life and just continues to be a piece of shit.
The fight died instantly, and Jake, furious that he lost another big moment, began pushing for a bigger opponent. Then came the name that shocked everyone, Anthony Joshua.
The Joshua thing is crazy.
Is that a real conversation?
Jake's a fucking lunatic, and it's probably real. I saw Joshua knock out Francis Ngannou, and the guy was like out cold for 5 minutes. And this is a guy who had never been knocked down, let alone knocked out.
If he steps in the ring with him, and actually a bell rings and there are punches thrown, every bit of Jake Paul is not a real boxer conversation is gone forever.
Jake had been mentioning Joshua for months, saying he could expose him, but everyone laughed it off as delusion, until Joshua's team actually picked up the phone. Why? Because as AJ said in an interview that if 2 elite boxers fight and nobody cares, what's the point? Jake brings the eyeballs, Joshua brings the skill, everybody wins.
I think he is a smart operator. I think he's managed to put a good team around him to help him achieve his wildest dreams. But in short, I think he's a smart young man. I'm gonna come to fight, and by the way, there's no stuff in the contract that says that I can't do this. I'm gonna come to fight, So that's what he wants, though. So it's not crazy. He's getting what he wants. It's not crazy. That's what I said. I don't think Jake's crazy. He's a realist. He's a logical man, and he wants to fight. He wants to fight good fight. Jake called me directly. Call me. He didn't call my team. Jake called me. I said, okay, no problem.
Easy money.
Not easy money. We'll see. I'll let you know December 19th, December 20th.
Outside of maybe the financial reward, what is the value in fighting Jake for you? What's the motivation in taking this?
So you've got ability and you have marketability in boxing. Now, unfortunately, how it goes is you could have the 2 best fighters with the best ability, but they don't have marketability. So they won't be able to showcase their talent to the world because broadcasters won't be interested and fans aren't that interested. So what we need to do is bring the marketability aspect into the ability realm.
So that's what I've always tried to focus on, is bringing eyes onto the sport. And young boxers, I always say, don't wait until you become a champion before you announce to the world who you are. It's too late then. You need to get people following you. So by the time you're a champion, everyone's ready to buy a ticket. I want to see this guy, he's in town. And that's why we need to bring the marketability aspect. So I looked at it and said, wow, this is a great opportunity to showcase myself to the whole world. And God willing, my prayers are answered and I get the job done and I hurt Jake in spectacular fashion and get a victory. All that market then comes over to me and I can focus on other fighters that have pure ability that need this promotion that I can bring to the table.
Joshua's getting the biggest bag of his career for a fight he views as easy work. Fans will tune in because Jake is Jake. And the sport grows because this matchup guarantees one thing: attention. Millions of new eyes, millions of new viewers. So anyone criticizing AJ for taking a gimmick fight needs to understand this is business, not pride.
What do you say to the people who say Anthony is ruining his legacy just by taking this fight?
Fans don't respect what he's done in the sport already. He's an Olympic gold medalist, 2-time unified heavyweight champion of the world.
I sort of sympathize with him because I feel like if he doesn't beat him quicker than he beat Francis, people are just going to write it off. I'll ask you bluntly, have there been any discussions about there's an agreement, there's a secret contract? Have any of those discussions happened regarding this fight?
It's an 8-round professional fight. AJ wouldn't have taken it if that was the stance it had to be, if it was an exhibition, if it was you've got to hold him up for 8 rounds. It wouldn't suit Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is going in there to knock out Jake Paul.
Let's be brutally honest. Jake Paul cannot beat Anthony Joshua. Not under any rules, not with any trainer, not with any game plan, not with any miracle. Every expert in the world agrees, except Tyson Fury, who jokingly said Jake would win just to stir the pot.
There's been some talk about possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise. And I like his new heavyweight look. Bit chubby, bit bulky.
Joshua is bigger, stronger, more skilled, more experienced, hits harder, punches faster, has the ring IQ, the timing, the footwork, and the composure Jake has never seen. This isn't a wash boxer. This isn't an MMA fighter. This is a prime, active heavyweight who has knocked out Francis Ngannou and stood toe-to-toe with the hardest hitters of this generation.
But if I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the fuck is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up. Even if AJ had a broken arm in there, it still wouldn't go past a minute. To be quite honest with you, and as a safety aspect, there's no way that fight can go ahead. At the end of the day, my God, how good does it make me look? He gets beat by Jake Paul. Well, that automatically makes me 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, doesn't it? There's no proper way. I've got to laugh about it. How are we even talking about this? He got his nut boxed off by me a little over 2 years ago, and now all of a sudden he's talking about fighting Anthony Joshua. It's like, come on. Like, you can't be serious. He can't beat me. I'm not Anthony Joshua, am I? So it's just ludicrous. It really is.
Even if this is an exhibition, Anthony Joshua made one thing crystal clear. It doesn't say anywhere in the contract that I can't break his face. And when a heavyweight with that kind of power says that, that's not a warning, that's a promise. Fans are actually concerned that Jake could get seriously hurt. Some believe the fight shouldn't even be sanctioned. Others say this is the first time Jake has put himself in a matchup where the danger is legitimately life-changing.
The damage that's going to be inflicted to him. Boxing's a dangerous, dangerous game. Your brain isn't supposed to rattle around in your head, particularly the way it's going to for Jake Paul when Anthony Joshua starts letting those punches fly. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be, I hope they've got some real good paramedics close by because it could be that bad.
Jake's team is trying to prepare for Joshua's size and power, but the truth is, preparation won't be enough. There's no scenario where Jake can match years of Olympic-level training, championship conditioning, and world title experience.
Jake Paul has lost his mind. This is probably the worst mistake of his career. Even in the poster, you can see this is a David and Goliath story here. I mean, there's times where I thought Jake is a cruiserweight. There's times where I thought even he could be a light heavyweight. And now he's stepping in with one of the most chiseled, bona fide heavyweights in the world right now in Anthony Joshua. I'm about to break the internet over Jake Paul's face. I'm not sure if that makes any sense, but it sounds fucking demented terrifying. And speaking of the insanity of this thing, here is what the first line is. Jake as a plus 800. I have a feeling that's going to shift even more toward AJ. AJ's the 18-wheeler going 90 down the straightaway, and Jake is in a f***ing golf cart going 10 miles an hour, headed right back at the 18-wheeler. It's going to be freaking destruction. Look at the reach. He's got a 6-inch reach on Jake, and trust me, the Chloe concept has told me the 6 inches is more than enough, okay?
When that bell rings, Jake Paul is stepping into a completely different universe. Anthony Joshua isn't just bigger, he's a full heavyweight with world-level experience. Jake can move, jab, and try to survive, but Joshua won't rush or make the kind of mistakes Jake needs. AJ will stay patient and walk him down. And the moment Jake slows down or gets caught on the ropes, Joshua will let his hands go, and that's where everything changes.
Final predictions for the fight?
AJ will start the fight. The referee will say, come to the center of the ring. AJ will walk back. He will go over and knock out Jake Paul in about 45 seconds.
Even though this is an exhibition, power doesn't disappear. Joshua already said he's not holding back, and nothing in the contract stops him from going for the knockout. Jake's team can train all they want, but there's no game plan that prepares you for a heavyweight who knocks out natural giants.
Thoughts on the Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul rumours? They're getting obviously really, really strong.
I mean, I kind of want Anthony Joshua to fight him because he's going to earn a lot of money, and I don't even, you know what, matter of fact, I don't even want to see Jake Paul knocked out because I think he's good for boxing. I think he brings a new eyes to the sport. I think he brings a good energy, so I'm not even hating on Jake Paul.
Jake might land something early, but Joshua has eaten shots from far more dangerous punchers. Realistically, this fight is expected to be one-sided, Joshua controlling the pace, Jake trying to survive, and eventually the gap between them showing in the most brutal way possible.
Golden cockerel, as you call yourself, as well as the problem child. Talk about that delusional optimism. Do you really, truly believe that you can go in there and beat this behemoth from British boxing?
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. 100%. Self-belief is the most powerful thing in the world. And it's been there since my first fight, my second fight. Wasn't supposed to be Nate Robinson, Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley, the UFC champion with hammers in his fists. Not supposed to beat Silva, the list could, Mike Perry, the king of violence. All easy work. I know this is much more challenging, but I know what I'm capable of in the gym, and I know that my team knows what I'm capable of and entrusting in them, and this is going to be fun. I want him to cut me up. I want him to break my face, but guess what? He's going to have to kill me to stop me, and I'm ready to die, seriously ready to die in the ring to win this fight.
Seriously ready to die. Seriously ready to die.
We're all born to die, baby.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Cheers.
Despite all the criticism, one thing is true. You have to respect the courage. Jake Paul is fighting a man nobody in his weight class would dare approach. He's stepping into danger knowing he's not supposed to win, and that takes guts. Whether it's foolish, reckless, or brave, depends on who you ask, but it's undeniably bold.
Even while I think a heavyweight has a chance in any fight, a puncher's chance, I don't think Jake Paul has anything for Anthony Joshua.
Do you respect him for taking it?
Yeah, you have to because that's terrifying. Like that. Look, I understand that Jake Paul is ranked in cruiserweight, but there are weight classes for a reason,
Yeah.
and this is a man that I thought was going to be the guy who knocked off Fury and Deontay Wilder, and a lot of people thought that. A lot of people thought he was going to be undisputed.
Two-time unified heavyweight champion, Olympic gold medalist in 2012. His last fight was for the title against Daniel Dubois and got knocked out. That was his last fight. So it's not like he's washed up. It's not like he's fighting bums and all that stuff. Yeah, it's a crazy thing. I get annoyed at the people who are doing like the sanctimonious thing, that this is a stain on AJ's legacy, that this is a stain on the sport of boxing, because you often hear that from people who actually don't watch boxing, don't know anything about AJ, don't know anything about the sport, and it's like, save me the sanctimony, because as you probably know, boxing has been doing fights like this for decades.
Jake wants to shock the world. He wants to prove he isn't just a YouTuber, and he wants the boxing community to finally give him his flowers. But the reality is, this might be the mountain he cannot climb.
I want to fight Anthony Joshua exclusive because I know that I will beat Anthony Joshua. I know
he
I
just
will
got
beat,
knocked out, right?
Yeah. He doesn't have a chin, and he has no skill, and he's stiff. And I love you, Anthony. We're friends. All, but I want to fight you. I will beat Canelo. I will beat a lot of people. I will not beat David Benavidez.
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.